And welcome, everyone, to the Woodbridge Channel's coverage of high school sports. Today, we're at Woodbridge High School for a wrestling match between JFK and Colonia. I'm Craig Coughlin. I'll be bringing you the action with our resident expert, Joe Lacavera. And, Joe, this is part of a tri-meet, so the first, we're going to run them separately, but the first out of the gate was Woodbridge and Colonia, and this one features JFK and the Patriots. So tell us about the teams.
So JFK and Colonia both have, tough struggling lineups this year. They have had some injuries. You know, we have a bright spot in Colonia, in JFK, which is Carl Batista, and also we have Farrell, who are both state caliber wrestlers. So we'll look for them to provide some spark here. And there's always a, township rivalry is a big thing.
Absolutely true. And we saw Colonia. They struggled at the lighter weights against Woodbridge, but they came back strong and had a chance, and then Woodbridge ultimately were able to put it away. But, the JFK historically, or at least over the last decade or so, has had a real talented team, right?
They do. They have, but they've had kind of a down year. They've had some injuries, so I'm sure Colonia would like to see some revenge.
Okay, so we're going to get started in just a minute. Thanks for watching. Sit back, relax. We'll be bringing you the actions. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Woodbridge High School. The match today is Colonia versus JFK. We'll be starting the match off at
2:20? That's not up on the board.
We're not sure, but I believe we have Will Allardyce from Colonia. And Anthony
De Leon?
Possibly. I didn't hear an announcement. It could be Julius Gorba. Don't see that name on our list. And there's a quick pin by Allardyce.
Okay, we'll tell you quickly about Will Allardyce. Favorite sport is football. Friday Night Lights, his favorite movie. Hip-hop and rap. Science, his favorite subject. And his most memorable wrestling moments when he pinned a kid from South River.
So here
my team won the match.
Now we're down at 106 here, so we're going to have Anthony Favor from JFK. And we should have Azam Nakvi from Colonia.
Let me just tell you quickly about Anthony De Leon, the JFK wrestler who just finished. His favorites, he's a junior. Favorite sport was football, Lion King, rap. He likes math, and at district finals his sophomore year. That was pretty good. Let's see who we have here. These are not in order. Okay, so
we're at 106, and we got a takedown for Favor.
Okay, they didn't announce these wrestlers as well. We're gonna have to get on somebody here for that. I'm telling you. As I try to scurry through the pile, looking for somebody at 106.
So the 2-0 lead for JFK.
Don't have anybody listed at 106. Okay. Because
I guess he didn't turn his sheet in.
Yeah, I guess he didn't. So anyway, well, good luck to both of them.
So you see Azam reaches up from the bottom and tries to grab a head. And Favor stays in good position. He's trying to work an near side cradle. And then just gets back behind with the tight waist.
Azam is a junior. Favorite sport is soccer. The Internship was his favorite movie. He likes heavy metal and science. And his most memorable one was the first win ever against Burnitz in the 2012-2013 season. Yeah, your first win's very memorable, right?
Yeah, sure is.
You remember your first win, John?
Actually, I don't. It's been so long.
Right?
No, I don't remember. But it's been a long time.
Joe was a wrestler right here at Woodbridge High School.
So there you go. Azam tries to turn in, and Favor does a good job of putting him on his back. He's getting.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
He's getting some back points counted off here. He's going to try to cinch that up, but Azam does a good job of rolling off his back. Time
3.
The 3 back points. So let's just review since we had such a fast heavyweight match, and we really started rolling here. From the feet, you can score 2 points for a takedown. Now when we have the wrestler starting on the bottom, like we have here, and someone on top, the bottom wrestler can get a 1-point escape or a 2-point reversal. And the top wrestler is going to try to turn the bottom wrestler to his back and score either a 2 or a 3-point near fall. The 2 points coming for anything less than 5 seconds, breaking a 90-degree plane. And if the top wrestler can hold the bottom wrestler on his back for 5 seconds past 90 degrees, he's going to get 3 points.
And what constitutes a pin?
A pin is when the back is flat on the mat for sort of like a whole 1 second.
Okay.
So it's not a touch fall, but it's sort of like if you think of just counting 1.
Okay.
And that's the length of time that the back needs to be flat.
The shoulders don't have to be flat to the ground, or they do?
Yes, the back, sort of your shoulder blades.
Okay.
Think of it that way. So
And a fall and a pin are the same thing.
fall, pin are sort of an interchangeable term. And then, as far as the team scores go, right now we have a 6-0 lead for Colonia. A fall or a pin is worth 6 points. A forfeit is worth 6 points. A regular decision, which is a decision less than 8 points in difference, will be 3.
Okay.
A major decision, which is more than 8 points in difference, will be a 4. And a technical fall, which is when one wrestler scores 15 points more than the other, will stop the match at that point and is 5 points in the team score.
And then a pin is 6. Right?
Pin is 6. So you see Nakvi turns Favor to his back. He's going to get, what did the referee hold up there?
2. Looks like 2.
Looks like 2, so 5-2. He's down by 3. And they're in a tight position here, but Nakvi's still in control.
3 seconds.
3 seconds left.
There it is.
And the time runs out. Referee says no change in position. So the score is going to remain 5-2. Colonia has choice, and he takes top as he was having some success on top of Favor.
JFK, of course, in the green, and Colonia in the, I guess it's gray.
Yeah, it seems like gray with a blue trim.
They were in blue last time against Woodbridge.
So Favor's trying to get up off the bottom. Nakvi's riding with what we call a leg ride, so it's where you see his leg sort of gets tied up inside of Favor's leg, although he's kind of not really riding it that way right now. You see he tries to throw that leg inside, then moves back. And Favor grabs a headlock, but Nakvi rolls him through, gets some back points there. Looks like the referee's holding 2, and there is the 2.
Two
So
more.
it's now 5-4, and it's a little bit close. Nakvi's down by a point.
Minute and 2 seconds to go in
So
the
he's
match.
got plenty of time here. He's got a cradle locked up, but it's not in the ideal way, and then he breaks it.
Now Nakvi's got him, his hands locked
He's got
together.
what's called a power half there, and that's sort of like across the back of your neck and you're locking under the opposite shoulder.
But he was
You're
out of bounds.
trying to use that for leverage. They're out of bounds, so they reset it and go back to the center.
48.3 seconds left in the match. Nakvi.
Nakvi needs to score to win, although, watch for a stall warning. So if the bottom man is not making enough of an effort to try to get out, the referee will call a stall. But Favor does a good job locking up on a leg.
30 seconds.
And he's got it in a good position. There's no change yet, but there's your 2 reversal. And that
Lock
makes
it
the
up
score
in favor.
7-4, 20 seconds left.
So now Naki's got to go for,
He's
gotta
really got to go
reverse.
for broke here,
Right.
but he looks a little tired. Favorite throws a
9
head,
seconds to go.
throws the cross face, throws him to his back. He's getting some back points here, and that's going to seal it up.
Yep, 9-4.
And 3 more back points, that's going to make it 12-4, and that's your major decision that we talked about earlier. Although the
wow.
referee's going over to check the score to make sure, since we don't want to give a 4-point decision when it should have been 3. So let's make sure that this ends up as a 12-4 score before.
Now the coaches are coming over, so.
I'm sure they're expecting a close match, so
Yeah,
they want to
they
make
matter.
sure they got it right. So the final score.
They got.
So
I don't think they gave them the.
they didn't. I don't know what they
took it away, I
finally
guess, 'cause
ruled it.
it's 6-3 on the board right now.
6-3. So it couldn't have been a 12-4. Maybe it ended up 11-4.
Right. So it's a decision, not a decision.
So we move up to 113, where we have Isaiah Abreu from JFK, and Jake Schofield from Colonia.
All right. Now the referee has red and green, so they don't correspond to the team colors.
Now,
on those
normally,
wrists.
so in a lot of matches, you'll see the wrestlers wear armbands.
Yeah.
Ankle bands to indicate colors.
Okay.
But usually, whoever's the home team, and probably they're using green for JFK in this situation. And when the referee holds up a green, it'll be a Kennedy point versus the red will be for Colonia.
And drives him out of bounds. Let's talk about Isaiah Abreu. He's a sophomore. Favorite sports are basketball and wrestling. Thor is his favorite movie. Likes rap music and math in school. And a 10-second pin on JVs was his most memorable moment.
Oh, nice shot by Abreu there. He's locked up on a leg, but Schofield tough. He's a really tough wrestler. You can see he stops him with the crossface, and now he flattens Abreu out.
He won his match against Woodbridge, right? Didn't he?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay. That's right. Woodbridge had real good success at the lower weight class.
So Schofield is trying hard to get behind. 40 seconds left. There's no points scored yet here. As long as Abreu can hold on to that leg, and now we call a stalemate. So we're in a position where neither man can improve his position. The referee will stop and call a stalemate and bring him back to the original starting position.
Now, there's 2 referees for this match. In the Woodbridge Colonia, there was only 1. How come? 2 guys?
Yeah, I mean, one guy was reffing the JV matches, I believe,
right,
and now.
right.
So with 15 seconds left, it's still tied, 0-0.
It's kind of like dancing.
Yeah, sort of.
They're just going to let the period run out, and they do.
We saw them glancing up at the clock a little and sort of saying, let's just wait.
Let's get on to the next one. Take this last 2 seconds.
JFK has
Slap
the
hands.
choice, and he takes bottom.
Okay. Now, he's hoping to get up and get out and pick up the point real quick.
Sure.
0-0 match.
Schofield stays on top. He's trying to work a arm bar.
Arm bar is.
So he's got the bar. You see how he's got his left arm through the left arm across the back of Abreu.
And on the other side with his hands.
On the other side, he's probably got a wrist.
Okay.
Or he lost the wrist, and he lost the arm bar. But really what you want to try to do is get an arm bar with the wrist or 2 arm bars.
Now, there's no points for lifting him up and taking him down like that?
No.
Looks dramatic.
He's got to maintain control, which is important. And if he doesn't make the attempt to bring the wrestler back, he could be called for stalling.
Oh, really? Schofield came into the day at 8-6. He's a senior, likes wrestling, his best sport. Doesn't list a favorite movie or music. His favorite school subject, though, is science. And his most memorable moments would be multiple. Every pin he gets. So. Jake Schofield.
So he's doing a good job of riding him, not scoring any points, which...
Yeah, we're still scoreless here with 42 seconds to go in the second period.
So he's got that, it looks like he's got that arm bar again. I can't quite see it, and he's doing a good job. He's should be getting there. There you go, the referee's counting. So he's scoring some points there, and he's holding 3. So Schofield's got the 3. You can see Abreu's bridging to try to stay off his back. And he does a good job of turning that through.
Then he got 3. Right?
And then Colonia got the, Schofield's got 3. So now it's 3-0. And Abreu gets out, which is a 1-point escape, which will give us 3-1 with 7 seconds left. As the time runs down, they sort of like are back to the standing position.
And less than a second, and there it is.
There it is, and now Colonia's got the choice, and I would think he's going to choose bottom, which he does.
Why would you? How'd you know that?
Now, because bottom is a position where you feel like you can score the most points from.
Oh, is it really?
And unless you're wrestling somebody that's really controlled you from the top, most times you're going to choose bottom.
Really? It's harder to get points from the top?
The only way to score points from the top is to turn someone to their back.
And that doesn't happen a lot.
Well, it can, but usually you like to start off and try to get an escape or a reversal. And there you see Schofield is doing a good job of working towards that, and there's the reversal for 2 points. So he's got a 5-1 lead in the third period. A lot of time left at 1:24.
Now Ray is trying to crawl out of bounds, right? He's looking to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably want to get a fresh restart because
Right.
Schofield's got him in a tough position. You see how his leg is between the legs of Abreu?
And they just pulled a stalemate there.
I think he called that out of bounds.
Okay.
The out of bounds is kind of subjective, but usually the general rule is if more than half of a wrestler is out of bounds.
And they're not going anywhere, right?
Right.
'Cause they could be all out of bounds. Well, both of them could be out of bounds completely, right? As long as one has his toes in. If he's really doing something, then they'll let it go on.
Yeah, usually that's only if there's a move happening.
Okay.
You know, it's sort of like a very arbitrary.
that.
Yes.
Give you a little louder. So that's where there could be some controversy with coaches and
Right.
screaming he was out of bounds.
So Schofield, he's got that arm bar again, which, you know, this is a move that kind of wears you down over the course of the match, and he's been using that a lot.
Wears down the
bottom
arm
guy.
bar, yeah.
You know, puts a lot of pressure on the shoulder, and on top of that, you know, it's just the bottom guy needs to carry your weight on top of him, which is just, you know, going to exert more. But Abreu tries to get up quickly.
Yeah, he tried to go quickly that time, and now they're
And
spinning
Schofield,
around.
he does a good job of just staying behind. You know, he's not doing anything flashy, but he's doing the right
Well,
thing.
there's 20 seconds left in the match, now 17, and I guess Schofield's just going to be content to just keep doing this because it'll
Well, you know, he'd like to try to get a pin, which he's getting some back points here.
pick up the extra points for the match. You got to be careful, though. You don't want to try too much and then get yourself pinned.
Yeah,
And
no, you don't.
happen.
But time runs out. There's 3 extra points, which makes the score 8-1. So it is a 3-point decision in the team score for Colonia.
Referee calling for some blood on Schofield's cheek. I don't know where that came from, but so the referees call out the trainer, and now she's going.
Yeah, they'll wipe everything down with the antiseptic. So your team score now is 9-3 in favor of Colonia.
We go to 120, right?
We will be at 120, where we should see Nick Coppa from Colonia and Brandon Bravo from JFK.
Okay, I had Adam Jovanik. I also had Anthony. Oh, here's Brandon Bravo. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you were right. Adam Jovanovic. My six looks like a 0. That's the problem.
Talk about Adam Jovanik. He's a junior. His favorite sport is wrestling. Step Brothers, his favorite movie. His favorite music is Albanian. I guess he is Albanian. Math is his favorite subject. His favorite or most memorable wrestling moment, hitting a spadle, is it?
Spladle.
Spladle, I'm sorry, in the first 5 seconds of a match. And anything else you want the viewers to know? He wants to become a physical therapist. Good luck, guys.
So Jovanovic got the takedown there for 2, and he's got a half Nelson in, which he quickly abandons.
Why don't you tell us what a spladle is?
Well, spladle is a move from the neutral position. If someone shoots in on your leg, it's a move where you're going to reach across the top of the back of the man that's got your leg, and then while sitting down, pulling up on that opposite leg. And the design there is that the wrestler will end up with the leg split across and on his back, and it's a very tough position to get out of.
So doing that in 5 seconds, the first 5 seconds of a match is unusual.
Well, it's usually where you would see that type of a match because it's sort of like one of those like stunning moves.
Okay.
You know, it's a big surprise. But we have a little stoppage here for maybe injury or blood.
Let's tell you about Nick Coppa while we have the opportunity. He's a junior. Favorite sport is football, even though he's a wrestler. Forrest Gump, that's a great movie. His favorite movie. Likes rock and roll music, history, and after my own heart. And winning his first varsity match would be his most memorable moment. Certainly can understand that. And there's blood on Jovanovic's face.
So we got a 2-1 score.
2-1 score. 9-3, Colonia on top.
And I actually don't know the rule on blood anymore. Used to, you know, this rule's gone back and forth a couple of times. Used to be allowed 2 minutes for blood time. Then they gave you unlimited time. So I'm not really sure where that stands, but I don't see an injury clock running. So I'm assuming they still have the rule where, you know, you have as much time as you need to stop the bleeding.
Okay.
So we get
Well,
back.
that could get long. He still has a. It looks like there's still blood on his face. Maybe it's just a scrape.
Yeah.
You know how a scrape can look like. Because, you know, I imagine you can get your face scraped on the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mat, right?
Yes, you can.
Like a mat burn.
It's called that, yeah, exactly, a mat burn.
Which is why it's so important to keep these mats sanitized, right?
Yes, sure. Mat disease is probably one of the biggest problems with wrestling. So Coppa gets a takedown.
See the
It takes
referee-
Jovanovic to his back.
Almost looks like the referee's talking to him, right?
Well, he may be telling him to watch the hole to make sure it doesn't go too far where the arm is past a comfortable point. But so Coppa's on top. He's going to want to try. And there you go. There's the pin. He had the fall, and that's going to give 16 points to Colonia.
It was only 3-2. It was 3-2, so it was a close match. And then
after that injury, maybe the face injury was bothering him.
he's got the
But now we're
mark on his eye.
go to 126, where now we have Brandon Bravo.
And Kieran Cherry.
No,
Cheerly?
we should have here Mahmoud Bashir.
Okay. Mahmoud Bashir, there he is.
And I think Cherry we'll see in the next match.
Okay. Bashir is a junior. Favorite sports wrestling. Inception, his favorite movie. Favorite music, In the End, by Linkin Park. Science, his favorite subject. Biology in particular. And his most memorable moment was versus Middlesex. From 106 to 126, everyone on Colonia got pinned. I went out and got the first Colonia win in 50 seconds. Good job, Mahmoud. Brandon Bravo is a freshman. Wrestling and football are his favorite subjects. Man of Steel, his favorite movie, likes rap, hip hop, pop, salsa, and old music. I guess that's the stuff I would like.
Yeah, I know.
You
It's
too?
hard to say to a freshman. I don't know what old music is to a freshman.
Old, like from 2005.
Right.
Uh,
Old school Britney Spears.
right. History's favorite subject. His most memorable moment is when he pinned my first guy in a match. And he's an artist, he'd like us to know, and he's going to be in an art show this Thursday. Well, congratulations, Brandon.
So you got a lot of feeling out here, but no score yet in the first period. Even though he's a freshman, looks like Bravo probably has some experience wrestling in the youth program, I would think, because he looks pretty comfortable out there. Sort of got a front headlock here.
We saw Bashir against Woodbridge earlier. He's quick and he's strong.
Quick and strong, but it definitely seems like he's not as experienced.
Maybe he hasn't wrestled this long.
Because just the positions he ends up in, he doesn't always make the right choice in which way to turn. It's just something that comes with time.
Can't beat experience.
So here you go. He tries for the headlock, Bashir, but
We pick up a point by getting out of this, right?
well, there's no. They started out on their feet, so we're going to have no points, 0-0 at the end of the first period, and now it looks like Colonia has the choice, and Bashir is going to pick the bottom, which makes sense because I think the way he moves, he's probably hard to hold down. You see the referee cautioning for the position of the hand on the belly button.
He was looking, he was a little further over, right? And that would be a competitive advantage if you could wrap your whole arm around the bottom wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, one of the moves that you want to try to do off the bottom sometimes is a tight waist, which is to shoot your hand all the way across and sort of grip that like a python kind of might grip somebody and squeeze air out of someone.
Yeah.
But you see, so now we have Brandon Bravo is trying to turn Bashir, but he does a good job of reversing it. And there's 2 points for the first points of the match.
Yeah, and they both got 2.
I missed that, but we had a 2-2. I'm not sure that's right because I think, maybe it was a 2 back point and a 2 reversal.
I saw the green band go up and the red band go up. Seems to me we ought to get these referees a few more colors for their bands, and it would just be a heck of a lot easier if they just had.
So Bashir is still on top, so I'm assuming we had a 2-point near fall and a 2-point reversal. And then Bravo is up. Now, it's an interesting, difficult position here because if at any point Bravo's on his feet supporting all of Bashir's weight.
Yeah.
Oh, quick turnaround there. Bravo's back on his back. And Bashir was in control, so there wouldn't be a change in the points, but there's definitely going to be some back points here. And maybe a pin.
No points yet, though.
Well,
How many points you have?
until the wrestler comes off his back, they don't award the points.
Oh, I see. Okay, but Bashir with the pin.
And there's another 6 points for Colonia. And these pins really make a difference.
Lead, yeah, 21-3.
21-3, moving up to 132 pounds, where we should have Keon Cherry. And we should have Steven Scandari.
Okay, and here they come.
From JFK, Scandari is, and Cherry is from Colonia.
Let's talk about Keon Cherry. Cherry?
Cherry.
Cherry, he's a sophomore. Wrestling is his favorite sport. Likes Happy Feet is his favorite movie. Lists hip-hop is his favorite music, and likes English. Give you.
And there's a quick a headlock attempt from Scandari, and he takes Cherry to his back, and he's in a really tough position here with a lot of time to go, and Cherry manages to get out. There's the 3, so it's a 5-0 lead for Scandari.
Wow.
And he's doing a good job of controlling Cherry.
JFK could really use a pin here to get back in the match.
They sure could, and it looks like Scandari knows that. And he's trying hard to get some spark here.
Let's talk about Steve Scandari. He's a junior. Wrestling is his favorite sport. Favorite movie is Ride Along. Do you know that movie?
I don't know Ride Along.
Albanian music. A lot of Albanian music fans on JFK team. Math is favorite subject.
Cherry's on his back here, and Scandori's got another 3 back points
Cherry's on his head.
that he's holding, and he's got the neck bridge there. And you could see Cherry's settling. Scandori's settling in to try to keep Cherry on his back. He wants to try to get actually perpendicular. And there's the pin. He does it.
37 seconds to go.
37 seconds left, and Scandori gives JFK a much-needed pin.
Yeah, they really need that. Scandori just finishing up his favorite wrestling moment, or his most memorable wrestling moment, was pinning someone in 11 seconds. Did pretty well here, too. Something else he'd like to share? He's a soccer fan.
So we move up to a 138, and we should have Sean Aston from JFK and Sergio Rivera from Colonia.
Let's see if we have Sean. There he is. Sean Aston, a freshman. He's wrestling's favorite sport. There's been Astons before, and I know the folks in the American Irish, there's some Astons in them. I suspect they're related. Remember the Titans, his favorite movie. Now, there's a great movie. Eminem, his favorite musician. History, his favorite subject. And making it to the States, it was his most memorable moment. Now, how did he make it to the States if he's a freshman?
Well, he probably made it to
he
the States in the
qualified.
recreation wrestling. One of the things that you got to realize about these high school wrestlers is a lot of them have experience in the recreational programs in the township.
Got it.
And they have very competitive state tournaments there. So if he qualified for the States, it's something to be proud of.
Sergio Rivera is a senior, so we got senior versus freshman.
Now what he called there was locking hands. So when you're on the top, you can't completely lock your hands around someone's waist.
You lose a point?
So he lost a point for the locking hands. And then quickly, Ashton turns that around for a takedown as well. He got an escape and a takedown. And now Rivera's on his back. And
a minute to go, so he's not going to get away. He's not going to have the clock run out on him.
And Aston's doing a good job of trying to keep him on his back.
And Rivera gets back onto his belly.
And you could see Rivera's probably wishing he could get out and get a fresh start, and Aston's really working him over on the side there.
Ashton's piled up a 6-2 lead. Let's tell you about Sergio Rivera. As I said, he's a senior. Wrestling his favorite sport. Bruce Almighty, his favorite movie. He likes any kind of music. English is his favorite subject in school. His first win at North Brunswick was his most memorable wrestling moment. And he'd like everyone else. We ask everybody anything else you want us to tell the audience. He enjoys his wrestling days and will never forget them. Good for him. Sergio Rivera. But he trails here 6-2.
6-2 on the big move from Aston. And Aston's doing a good job of controlling him.
20 seconds to go in this first period. Sorry, Joe.
No, that's all right. And you could see that Aston does a good job from the top, which is he doesn't just stay behind. He's moving from side to side, looking for an opening. And, it's going to make sure that he's not going to get any stalling calls or anything like that. He's a lot of motion from the top. There's about 5 seconds left.
Rivera cruises down. Rivera probably be content right here to just, since he's not going to get out now with less than a second to go.
So, yeah, it's 6-2, and now we have JFK with the choice. He's going to choose bottom with the 6-2 lead, and Rivera is in a really bad position. Now, what he did there was he gave up a point to start neutral. He didn't want to waste any time being on top, trying to hold him down. So it's one of the new rules in the last couple of years is that the wrestler on top can opt to give away a point to start to get to their feet. And that's what happened there. So now it's 7-2 in favor of Aston.
Now, does the wrestler make that decision on his own? Usually we'll get a sign from the coach.
Well, it could be a sign from the coach. It could be his own decision. I think it sort of matters. So it depends on the experience, and I'm sure the coaches have had that discussion with him ahead of time.
Back. Well, it looks to me, the uneducated eye is if Ashton's in control here. Is that true?
Yes, he definitely is, and it's probably that prior wrestling experience. So even though Rivera is a senior wrestling a freshman, you could see how that experience can really make a difference when it comes to coming up against some strength. And you can see he rolls over, but Rivera rolls him through. But he does manage to get 2 more back points, which is 11-2 in the score. If he's able to hold this difference, it'll be a major decision for JFK.
I think
He's looking for the
more.
pin. He's got, I thought that might have been a pin there, and there it is. 38 seconds left in the second period, and Aston has his pin, which is really big for
Ashton
JFK.
and who was it?
Aston and Scandari was the previous. They provided a 1-2 punch there.
Right, back-to-back pins that put this puts JFK back in.
We've got a real match here
position
now.
here.
Now we're 15-21, still in favor of Colonia, but it's a much closer match. And we're going to 145, where we should have Jafet Tatis.
Yep.
Tatis from JFK and Evan Warner.
Another freshman for JFK, Tatis. He's wrestling is his favorite sport. The Gray, his favorite movie. Colombian music, he likes ethnic music. And his favorite subject is Spanish. His first pin, his most memorable moment.
So there we go. Warner is driving across the hips, and he gets 2. And the whistle stops because the headgear came off, and Colonia jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the match.
Evan Warner's a senior. His favorite sport is track. Avatar, his favorite movie. He likes rock and roll, history, and he pinned a Middlesex wrestler his first year on varsity. That's his most memorable moment.
So as we start off, Warner flattens out Tatis. And you can see this. I've seen the Colonia wrestlers work this a lot, which is they try to get the arm down through the crotch and the legs. And now you see he tries to get that hook. And what he's going to try to do is pull that hook to the back. And Tatis does a good job of fighting that off. But that must be something that they work a lot in the practice room.
Yeah.
So now he looks like a headlock. Nope. A crossface and ankle. Probably looking for some kind of cradle possibly here is Warner. This is a situation where it looks like the senior has something on the freshman here. And you can see now, so now he's going to try to pull that arm, he's going to try to drive his head to his knee and lock it up for a cradle. But Tatis is doing a good job of fighting it. He's not giving up much. It's only a 2-0 match. But Warner's really wearing him down here.
This is where the crowd getting in it a little bit here. Close match. Go ahead.
It's where you could see that, even though the match is only 2-0, where someone like Warner, he could win the match here by just wearing down his opponent. It's almost like body punching in boxing.
Right, you just wear him down,
Yeah.
tire him out. That's going to do it for the first period.
First period, 2-0 lead for Colonia. Colonia's choice, and he's going to take bottom. So he's going to look to try to get up immediately to his feet and extend the lead and maybe shoot right in for a takedown. Which is one of the reasons that you like bottom, because it gives you an opportunity, if you're good at getting up off the bottom, to explode, make something happen. And you can see it quickly turns it. Now there's no points awarded yet, but it looks like here that Warner's moving towards, there it is, the 2-point reversal. So he's now got a 4-0 lead. And he's just back to where he was before. Now he's going to start wearing Tatis down. He's going to keep working those same moves, trying to put Tatis on his back. And you can see Tatis he's not just, it's not as if he's lying there not trying to get out.
Right, no, he's working hard. He just
Warner's got some.
not giving him any space.
He's got some, and one of the things you could see how he wrestles off of his knees a lot.
What do you mean?
So he doesn't put his knees on the mat as much. So when he moves around, you'll see he's up on his toes. That puts a lot more pressure on the bottom man. And it's something very subtle that makes a big difference in how.
Do those shoes slide a lot, or do they?
They're
tend
they're
to
very
grip?
they have a lot of grip on them, which so when you plant
You
and
want to be able to drive
Yes,
through rather than have
yes.
your, if you were in stocking feet or something, it'd slide all over.
no, definitely not slippery. So you could see, even though it's only a 4-0 match here, Warner's doing a good job of controlling Tatis.
Yeah, Tatis just seemingly hanging on to me.
It seems like he's a little overmatched in the technique area, and that Warner knows what he wants to do. And even though he's not able to score some points, he's working hard and really, imposing his will.
They both look a little bit winded here. Neither one of them jumped up to get back to center there. 26.29 seconds to go here in the second period.
So let's see if Tatis can explode here and maybe score something before the end of the period.
As much as he's been controlled, Tatis still in this match. He just needs a back four would pick up 3.
Near fall from the bottom here. You first have to get
escape.
1 or 2, which would be either an escape or a reversal. And but Warner's he does a good job of keeping himself in good position here.
He just can't keep him centered. 1 second to go here, and that'll probably do it.
So 4-0. It's Tatis's choice going into the third period. He's going to pick neutral, which kind of makes sense. He didn't seem to be able to do anything from the bottom. So he's not going to pick bottom. And
not going to pick top either.
he's not going to pick top, and neutral's a good place where maybe it's a little bit of an equalizer. And there you see, he almost had 2 there. So that's a situation where the toes stay in. If he exhibits control, Warner, he would have gotten 2. But Tatis showed enough of being out of his grasp that there was no points awarded.
And let's go. Come on now.
Dance around the center a little bit. And now blocked entirely by the referee. Alarm play here. Tatis, what's he trying to do here?
So Tatis, the thing that you want to try to do from your feet is sort of set up a shot. So sort of like if someone dives in at your legs, your first instinct is going to be to put your hands down and block it. So what they're doing here is sort of like some hand fighting, and they're trying to create an opening for a move. Now they're down to the knees. Now see, Tatis
10 to go.
has a front headlock, and Warner just shakes it off and spins behind.
Warner just picked up 2 points for that move.
And that's a 6-0. So now here's where it becomes crucial.
Under a minute to go. Go ahead.
If we're near that 8-point margin.
Right.
So if
whistle
for stoppage, and I think
his head.
not sure.
Blood?
I think maybe they saw some blood.
We'll wave off the trainer. No
he just
blood.
wanted to make sure, I guess.
51.4 seconds to
If
go.
Warner manages to score 2 more points, that's going to be an extra team point.
Right.
So the onus is on Tatis here, at least, to keep up what he's been doing, which is not get turned, not give up any points, even if he's not able to score.
Lose the 3, but don't lose 4 or 5.
Yes.
6, obviously. They're just laying out 44 seconds to go.
And you can see, so here
It looks like he's crawling to the sidelines again.
Yeah, Warner, what he's doing here is he's putting the forearm on the back of his head, and he'll take his left arm up under the shoulder and lock on that, and then try to use that leverage to turn Tatis. And you can see that Tatis is just toughing it out.
And 20 seconds to go. Tatis will be happy for these to go fast, I suspect, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Getting his head pounded, drilled into the ground. 10 seconds now.
But he's doing an admirable job of not giving
in. Yeah, not giving up any more points, and he's going to probably preserve it as we're at 2 seconds. His teammates are on their feet.
So there you go. Tatis, he managed to hang in there for the 3 points. A 3 team point loss rather than anything bigger. So, and being a freshman, that kind of match gives you a world of experience.
Right. Coach looks pleased, actually. Not pleased that he lost, but pleased that he kept up the good fight.
I would imagine sending out a freshman against a senior there, he's pretty happy that they only gave up 3 points. And clearly you have an experienced senior in Warner.
On to 152 we go.
152 we should have Carl Batita, who was second in the county this year. He's one of JFK's bright spots here. He's, you know, probably favored to place in the States this year. And at 152, we have Adal Ibrahim from Colonia. It looks like there was a quick, maybe a eye poke there. And I would think Batista, being one of the stars here, he's looking for a fall, you know, to help close the gap on this team score.
Abraham's a junior. He's favorite sports wrestling. Hitman is favorite.
And there's a headlock. Oh, but Abraham rolls it through and actually managed to get a takedown on Batista.
Rock and roll is Abraham's
Oh.
favorite music. Math is favorite subject.
Batista quickly gets back out for one. So it's now 2-1, and I'm sure he's probably upset he gave up that takedown.
He looked like he wanted to get it all back in a hurry. When I
But-
got my first letter, I'm sorry,
That's no
Joe
good.
was Abraham's favorite moment, and doesn't have anything else he wants to share with us. Talk about Carl Batista in a minute. Go ahead. What were we going to say?
Well, Batista, you know, one of the situations here is he's a good wrestler. He wants to get some points for his team. But, you know, sometimes you're trying so hard that you put yourself in a bad position, which he's not in here.
Batista looks like he's in good shape right here.
Right
Minute
here?
to go.
But Abraham, you got to give him the credit here. He's really fighting it off. And, you know, Batista's clearly going out there for the 6 points.
I don't know. Carl Batista lists his favorite sport as figure skating. I would suspect that maybe a little tongue in cheek.
Heavy metal is his favorite music, which
Yeah.
really goes with figure skating.
You see that a lot.
So Abraham manages to get a point escape there, and he at 6-3 is the current score. You know, Abraham's in the match.
Yeah, his favorite movie, Four Brothers. His favorite subject is AP Lunch. I guess he's advanced at that. So he's got a good sense of humor. And state finals is most memorable.
And Abraham
That
gets
would be.
2. It's now 6-5. And
It's
now
a good match.
an escape 7-5. And it's I would say it's surprising because you would expect Batista to be dominant here, and he's only got a 2-point lead, and Abraham's not bowing just because it's somebody that's touted and a state place winner.
4 seconds to go now. Abraham.
So there's 2 more backs. That's going to make it 11-5 in favor of Batista. Abraham's in the match. You know, I kind of suspect maybe Batista is. He doesn't feel threatened here, so he's taking a little bit more risk than he might normally take in a match against a tougher opponent.
Right.
But you see, Abraham tries to get right back up. Batista lifts and brings him back to the mat. And now he's working on a half, which Abraham takes off his head.
Now Abraham trying to.
And he gets
Gets away.
the escape, you know, and I think Batista is probably comfortable to let him get the 1-point escape because he feels like he can take Abraham back down.
Well, at some point, I mean, if you're in control of the match, you might let him go. If you think
There's
you
the
can
head.
do-
And
you can do more. Wow. Abraham
second
now-
time he tried that headlock, and Abraham does a good job of rolling through that. He gets 2 and gives up 1, so now our score is at 12-8 in favor of Batista, and you could hear someone yelling, "No more headlock." Because that was
work.
the second time he tried the headlock and got rolled through.
Right.
So really, Abraham is doing the right thing when Batista goes for the headlock, which is is really to go with it and not against it. There's a little feeling out here.
This is just strength on strength, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, when you're just kind of holding the other guy off,
And there's Batista gets in close, and you see he sets off the headlock when he does it, and,
real
there's
quick.
the pin. So there's a big 6 points for JFK.
He
and
needed that. Makes it a 24-21 Colonia lead.
so we got a 3-point match here with quite a bit to go yet. I think we're at 160.
You have the names?
Yeah, so at 160 we should have Alan Skiev from JFK.
Let's see who we have, Alan.
And we should have
Here he is. Got it.
Kaylin Herrera from
Yep.
from Colonia.
We're underway. Kalen Herrera is a junior. Wrestling is his favorite sport. Pulp Fiction is his favorite movie. Likes rap music and math. And making 152 varsity is his most memorable moment. Wow. Skiva had him up in the air. Skiva's a senior. His favorite sport is wrestling. Forrest Gump, his favorite movie. Likes Eminem and algebra. And wrestling in counties is most
Well, he's got the quick too, and he was looking to turn. He was looking to turn Herrera. And Skeeve, interestingly enough, was 7th in the county this year, which is a decent place. They're about, geez, I'm not sure, about 30, 20-something teams in the county. Somewhere between 20 and 30. So 7th place is pretty admirable. And there's your spladle.
Oh, I missed it.
And that's a pin. So
I looked over to see how many it happened just like that. So
there's a 6-point win, and then that puts Kennedy up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're happy about that. So now it's a 27-24 swing in favor of Kennedy as we move up to 170, where we should have Brandon Farrell, who was a county champ at 170 for JFK, and TJ Maddie.
Oh, this is a good match then. TJ Maddie, a fine wrestler. We saw him pin his opponent in the Woodbridge match.
And there he goes. You see Farrell gets a takedown right away. And I would think Farrell's the favored wrestler here. And you can see he locks up a cradle. He gets to the side that he has the lock. He rolls it through. And there's Maddie. He's got Maddie tight there. And it's 1:29 to go. He's got a tight lock and a cradle here. And Farrell's looking to give JFK another 6, which would give them 3 pins in a row.
Farrell's only junior. Wrestling is his favorite sport. Ted, his favorite movie. He likes all kinds of music. History, his favorite subject.
Maddie does a good job of fighting out.
And we have a stoppage. I guess
So
Farrell lost his headgear.
Stop for the headgear, but there is a 1-point escape for Maddie.
So it's 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah.
And
Farrell won the county. I don't know if it's this year, but he indicated he was.
no, he did win the county. He was a county champ this year.
TJ Maddie's a senior. Football, his favorite subject. Saving Private
Well, there
Ryan.
you go, and he takes him down to his back. And here you can really see Farrell's got some really great technique. He knows what to do. He knows how to get in position for the pin.
42 seconds to go, so lots of time left here in the first period.
And even if Maddie manages to get out of this period, you know he's going to be worn out from his fighting off his
Using
back.
a lot of energy right here, and then we get 2 more points.
There's 3
3
more.
points, I'm sorry.
3 more, and it's 10-1 in favor of Farrell, and he's going right back to that cradle again.
TJ Maddie's favorite music's rock. His favorite subject is history, and his favorite most memorable moment is pinning.
And he gets to
kid
the
from
lock.
Burnett. Less than 1 second left.
And there's the pin. Farrell gets a pin, and he really worked that cradle there. And wow, 3 pins in a row. And now JFK is ahead 33-24 with a 9-point lead after being down by 6.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I think they were down by 3.
They were down. Well, they were down by they were down by more than that. Remember,
I think the match started off 21-3 maybe
yeah,
at some point.
yeah, it was.
So then at 182, it looks like we have a forfeit. That was Carlos Martinez from Colonia that got the forfeit.
Okay. So
And now we're going to jump up to 195, where from JFK we'll have.
Is this the last?
Should have one more match after this, but at 195 we have Giuseppe Costanza. And from Colonia we have Joe Wolf. Or it could be Evan Gilmore, I'm not sure. They have 2 wrestlers. Oh, no, this will be Joe Wolf at 195.
I saw Giuseppe's information here. Giuseppe Costanza is a freshman. Favorite sport, wrestling. Step Brothers, his favorite movie. Rap, his favorite music. Likes mathematics. And his first pin he got. That was his favorite. Most memorable. So this is Joe Wolf?
And this is Joe Wolf.
Joe Wolf, a junior, wrestling, his favorite favorite sport, Fight Club, his favorite music, metal, heavy metal music. He likes math, and his most memorable moment when Will and I won our matches at North Brunswick to win. So I guess they came back. Will Allardyce, right?
Yeah, I would think that's Will Allardyce who started the match off with the pin. And we have a 0-0 match here, but we have Costanza is trying to spin behind. And there's the 2 points awarded from the referee.
Ooh, he made, almost got him over on his shoulder there, did Costanza. He had lots of time left in this first period, 40 seconds to go.
And he does a good job of dragging Joe Wolf back to his feet out, and they're
held hands.
So the second referee called locking hands, which means so when when one wrestler's down on the mat, the top wrestler cannot lock his hands around the waist.
Okay.
Which then becomes sort of a free move for the guy in the bottom.
Okay.
You sort of want to try to do anything you can because the top guy at that point can't score on you. But there's another locking hands. He did it again.
There you go.
And Costanza. Now, yeah, I think I heard Coach Nick Salento yell, "Take down, let him up," because he doesn't feel just confident in Costanza's ability to stop locking hands. So rather than risk giving up that point, he thinks.
Yeah, so he locked his own hands?
He locked his hands around the waist, sort of like, this way.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you a hug right now, Craig,
okay,
but
we're off camera.
but
so he can't do that while he's down there.
While the guy's on the bottom.
That's why they're supposed to start at the belly button, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So sort of like you can lock your hands around the waist if you have an arm in there, but you can't just simply go in and wrap around the waist.
Okay.
That's the way you have to have something else in there. Right. You can't just lock up that way.
Right. Try to knock the wind out of the other guy, right? Because if you could do that, you could just go push up real fast.
And it's also, I also think it's dangerous, sort of like put somebody in a bad position.
So 3-2 now.
3-2.
Wolf on top.
Wolf on top, and thanks to those 2 penalty points. But looks like Costanza is.
Now let's just talk about the forfeit that occurred a few minutes ago. They just forfeited that match. Is that because you didn't like the matchup, and with the match being 15 points, it's close?
I mean, it could be that the coach
avoid a risk of a pin.
It just could be that the coach didn't. They only have a certain number of wrestlers here,
okay.
And I feel like maybe Colonia thought they were out of the match. They were not in a position to try to win it, so they wanted to save the wrestler maybe.
Okay.
I'd have to talk to the coach to know for sure what he was thinking, but I would think it's something like
along those lines.
It could be a situation where you're sending an overmatched wrestler out to wrestle somebody, and why give that shot to his confidence if you're not going to win the match?
And it's 3 points when there's a forfeit?
The forfeit is worth 6. It's the same as a pin.
Oh, all right. So there's no reason not
So
to.
you would almost think that the Colonia coach felt he was very overmatched at that weight.
So it's not you're not saving any points by
No.
forfeiting.
No, you're not.
In fact, it's the worst case scenario.
Just as bad as a pin.
Yeah. 4-3.
4-3, and those.
Costanza now taking the lead.
He's taken the lead, but those penalty points are really made this match interesting.
Costanza on top.
And he's trying to maybe throw a cradle. He throws a half, which Joe Wolf chops off. And there you go. Now he's looking at. So he's going to run the head to the knee, and see how he locks on his own hand. Now Costanza wants to get around to this side where we are.
He's going, yeah, he's super.
But he
didn't get there.
Yeah, didn't get there. But
Wolf got his leg up, right? Knocked him away.
Right.
4 seconds to go.
And no points awarded yet. 1 point neutral was awarded, so nobody had any control there at the end. So what they called is a 1 point. It looked like they gave him a 2 reversal because now it's 4-5.
I saw 2 fingers go up.
Oh, so there you go. He called a 2-point reversal. So now it's 5-4 in favor of Joe Wolf.
So 1 point. They're going to be a 1-point mutual. They each get a point.
No, it wasn't a 1-point neutral. He just called it a straight reversal. So it was a reversal of position. Now Costanza's on top, down by a point. And you see he's going back for that cradle, which he seems to be able to lock up the cradle. He just can't seem to bring it over.
Now there's this match, and then there's one more, right?
I believe there's a 220-pound match.
Okay,
yes.
so Colonia can't win.
Colonia cannot win.
Because it's 39-24, and the most that Colonia could get would be 12 points, right?
And there's the locking hands again against Kennedy. That's 2 points now because it's the second time that he was. Now, I believe if Costanza locks his hands one more time, it's a disqualification.
He's doing something
Which is
wrong.
why the referee, I'm sorry, Coach Nicky Salento, you could see he's saying just let him up.
Yeah, don't do that.
And now
Costanza does. He looks.
And that's an inexperience. I would imagine Costanza doesn't have a lot of wrestling experience. So what happens, but of course, like the freshman aspect of it doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't have the experience. But he's not used to that because that's something that you usually see from an inexperienced wrestler, so a penalty like locking hands. Because it sort of becomes instinctual after you've been doing it for a while. So he manages to get 2, Costanza, which now makes the point 6-8.
Without those 3 points, he's lost 3 points. He'd be winning the match.
Actually, I think it's 4. Because he had 2 1-points and then the 2. So now he lets him up. Now it's 9-6, 51 seconds left, but he needs to get another takedown here. He shoots in. He's driving knee in. He's doing a good job here, and you can see he's about to get his 2 maybe. Now Wolf does a good job, throws the legs in.
I was riding him like a piggyback.
Throws the legs in, but there's no awarded of control yet. So there's another 2 for Costanza. So now it's 8-9. He's down by a point.
24 seconds.
He's got 23 seconds. If he can turn him, he's going to win. Oh, no, he lets him up again. No, the referee did not call the escape there, so what he was trying to do is give a 1 and a quick 2.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 1-point red awarded.
So it's 10-9 now.
What was it? I'm not sure what that 1
top.
was for.
He flipped him over, less than a second, and that's it. And there's 2 points awarded to.
Well, that was a wild match. So you finish up at 12-8.
It would have been tie
for Wolf.
But for the penalty points.
Yes, basically the penalty points would have put him in a tie position. And there we have a forfeit at 2:20.
And so that'll do it.
And the forfeit, I guess, was taken by Anthony DeLeon.
I'll tell you quickly about Anthony DeLeon. Looks like he's a junior. Favorite sport is football. The Lion King. His favorite movie. Likes rap music, mathematics, and at district finals his sophomore year, that was his most memorable moment. And he would have wrestled, I guess, who? Evan Gilmore?
No, I don't think Colonia had. So Will Allard just wrestled at heavyweight.
He took that. So that will do it.
And JFK manages to pull out the win after starting out way down. And behind some of their really stud wrestlers, they were able to get some pins and get the win.
Okay. Well, that will do it as JFK comes away with the victory for Joe Lacavera, for our crew, Bruno Martins, Emil Brandolfi, Craig Coughlin, saying thanks for watching, everybody.